Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time we left off here inside the College of Winterhold, ready and needing to track down the Augur of Dunlane for the main college quest line. We were instructed to ask our colleagues where we might find him. And that turns out to be a pretty decent angle, so let's just talk to people. I think there are many ways of finding him.
Why are my research materials constantly disappearing?
Have you ever heard of the Augur of Dunlane?
The augur? Tragic story, really. At least the way I heard it. But that was a long time ago. It was some experiment gone horribly wrong. Ghastly results, I was told. And his ghost still roams the halls, they say. Of course, on further reflection, that may have simply been an attempt to scare me. Perhaps I'll ask Tolfdir what really happened. I understand he was here at the time.
So we can talk to Tolfdir. Good to know. Alright, let's go track down Tolfdir then. Now that he's done being scripted to do various things, we should generally be able to find Tolfdir either in the Hall of Attainment or in the Hall of the Elements. He stays with the apprentices, unlike the other instructors. So, we can find him.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
Interesting questions. What did the Sijic want?
Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Have you ever heard of the Augur of Dunlane?
Has Tolfdir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject. All right then.
So, pretty obvious Tolfdir's our guy, so let's track him down. If he's not in here, then he's probably in the Hall of Attainment. So we will head over there. We did already kill that dragon. Not sure why its skin partially respawned, but I'm not going to worry too much about it either. Let's just duck over into the Hall of Attainment. There's Tolfdir.
It's always encouraging to see the young generations embracing education.
Have you ever heard of the Augur of Dunlane?
Well now, there's a name I haven't heard in some time. My goodness, it's been years since I've spoken with him. I suppose he's still down in the Midden, but I haven't checked. Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you?
Where's the Midden?
Underneath the college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful.
Can you tell me more about the Augur of Dunlane?
Well, I suppose he wouldn't mind. It was all before my time, you understand. I've heard the stories, the same as anyone else. He was a brilliant student, an accomplished wizard, delved into magic in a way none had seen before. But I think he became too focused on just how much power he could acquire. That's what led to the accident.
Alright.
Until next time.
That becomes pretty basic. Oh yes, the trapdoor to the Midden, trapdoors to the Midden rather, are in the courtyard and in the Hall of Countenance, not the Hall of Attainment. So we'll just take the courtyard one. You'll probably remember there was one door that was locked, required a key, we couldn't get in. Well, now we can get in. Pretty obvious. No need to sneak. As far as I know, the midden never respawns, so once you clear out that initial round of hostiles, you're good forever. So the augur's down here in the midden dark. I should probably have my actual gear on. This is where the augur is. Through the door down these steps. Which should now be unlocked.
Your perseverance will only lead to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
Door opens. We're in a room that's pretty much empty except for this blue nonsense that apparently is the augur of Dunlane. So you're the augur of Dunlane?
I am that which you have been seeking. Your efforts are in vain. It has already begun. But those who have sent you have not told you what they seek, what you seek.
And what is it I'm seeking?
You seek that which all who wield magic seek, knowledge. You shall find this. Knowledge will corrupt. It will destroy. It will consume. You seek meaning, shelter in knowledge. You will not find it. The Thalmor sought the same thing, and it shall lead to his end, as it has so many others.
Thalmor? What Thalmor? Or I'm not the first to come see you?
No, though you may be the last. The one who calls himself Unkano has sought my knowledge as well, through very different questions. Your path differs from most. You are being guided, pushed towards something. It is a good path, one untraveled by many. It is a path that can save your college. I will tell you what you need to know to follow it further.
What do I need?
You and those aiding you wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events now spiral quickly towards the inevitable center. So you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your archmage.
So, completed, find the augur of Dunlane, report to Savos Aran. After speaking with Quaranir from the Sigic Order and being warned of the danger of keeping the Eye of Magnus at the college, I sought out and talked to the augur of Dunlane, who lives in the midden underneath the college. The augur told me that I'll need to find the Staff of Magnus and to give that information to my superiors immediately. I'm going to try restarting my headset because I'm getting the crackling on my end, so just give me 1 second. Hi folks, sorry about that silent period. I was very confused about what was happening because I finally, after many, many tries, managed to get the headset to completely restart with a steady connection. But then something about that completely disrupted the game sound. So even though the headset was working, the game was silent. It took me a while to notice that and figure out what was going on, so I apologize, but nonetheless, I said everything that needed to be said before I switched to just messing around. So let's go report to Savos. Looks like he's chilling here at the Eye of Magnus. That works for me.
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Sijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend him somehow.
What did the Sijic want?
Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Have you ever heard of the Augur of Dunlane?
Has Toftir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject.
I have important information for you.
Really? And what might that be?
We need to find the Staff of Magnus.
I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it.
It's connected to the orb we found.
And how do you know of this?
I spoke with the Augur of Dunlane.
Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the Staff of Magnus? I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this.
What should I do next?
A most impressive attitude. Keep this up, and you'll do quite well for yourself. Something as specific and ancient as the Staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know. You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere apprentice. Well done. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
Mage's Circlet added, completed, good intentions. Started, revealing the unseen. Speak with Mirabelle Irvine. So, first let's take good intentions off my quest list and look at it. After speaking privately with a monk from the Sijic Order, I have been warned that the Eye of Magnus is potentially dangerous and must be dealt with. After consulting with the Augur of Dunlane beneath the college, I have brought word to the Archmage that the Staff of Magnus needs to be located. Revealing the unseen. I've been asked to speak with Mirabelle Irvine to follow up on the Staff of Magnus. And we also got a Mage's Circlet, which is a unique bit of clothing or armor, whatever you want to call it, and a quite good one at that. Not as good as what I'm wearing that I crafted, but increases your magicka by 70 points. Strongest single instance of that effect in the game.
Locating the staff.
I think I saw Mirabelle standing outside in the courtyard, so we'll go there to chat with her. Or not.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not among them.
Well, and Kano is still being a dickhole. I guess that's to be expected. I'm going to guess that Mirabelle has gone to the Hall of Countenance, since that is where she lives. Upstairs, as I recall. Oh, can't seem to find her. Delightful. Well, maybe she's in the Hall of Attainment. I just don't know. There's Colette. I also need for additional miscellaneous quests or side quests, I need to speak with Tolfdir again, and it's also time to speak with Arniel Gain. Tolfdir, I'm guessing, is still in the Hall of Attainment, so I'll go there first, because he's easy. And then the others... Oh, Arniel might be in the Arcanium. I guess that's a sensible place to check. Hell, it might be where Mirabelle is, too. Here's Tolfdir. Talk to him first.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope.
You look like you could use a hand.
Well, yes. This is rather embarrassing, but it seems I've misplaced something. I can't find my alembic. I suppose I could use another one, but, well, it sounds silly, but mine has sentimental value. If you happen to see it, would you mind bringing it to me?
What was it you were missing?
My alembic. I need it for some research and can't seem to find it. Take care now.
So Tolfdir's alembic spawns somewhere in the college grounds. I believe I recall seeing it over in the Hall of Countenance. This is an unmarked quest, in that it doesn't show up in your journal. Excuse me. Called Tolfdir the Absent-Minded. Oh, here's Mirabelle.
Please don't. If there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
Do you know anything about the Staff of Magnus?
Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking?
Archmage Aaron said you'd mentioned it recently.
I see. Well, yes, I suppose I did mention it, though I'm not sure what he expects me to tell you. I only brought it to his attention a few months back when the Synod showed up here looking for it. They were apparently under the impression we were keeping it in a closet somewhere.
Who are the Synod?
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power.
So no one knows the staff's location?
No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
Completed. Speak with Mirabelle Irvine. Find the ruins of Mzulft. What else can you tell me about the Staff of Magnus?
I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
Alright. So, Mirabelle has told me that members of the Synod recently visited the college mentioning the Staff of Magnus. They were last known to be heading towards Mzulft. They may know more about where to find the staff. Now, we have already discovered Mzulft, so we could head there straight away, but we're going to do some exploring in Winterhold now. Oh good, here's Arniel, the other man I wanted to find.
I'm working on some very important research, I assure you.
Is there any college business I can assist with?
You mean the official sort of business? Well, no, not really. But I can't help but notice that you're doing quite well for yourself, rising through the ranks and all. It may not be official, but there is a project I've been working on. I wonder if perhaps you could assist with it.
Can you tell me more about this project of yours?
Yes. No, I don't think so. Not at this point. It's just that, well, I'm not even really sure it's going to amount to anything just yet. All theoretical right now, you understand? But the implications are quite intriguing, I think. I simply need some experimental results to confirm my suspicions. Just bring me some Dwemer cogs. I need to examine them for the methods used in forging them. 10 of them should be enough for me to get a better understanding of how they were crafted. That's all I need, all right?
Started Arniel's Endeavor. Deliver 10 cogs to Arniel Gain. Now this is the first of 4 quests bearing the same name, Arniel's Endeavor. But we already have 10 Dwemer cogs hoarded, and we will go ahead and do this now. Arniel Gain has asked for help with a special project he's working on. Although he won't tell me what they're for, he wants me to bring him a number of dwarven cogs. That's simple enough.
You, my friend, need practice.
Now, I do remember Tolfdir's Alembic being over in the Hall of Countenance. So we'll grab it right quick. I have to say, just the architecture and the design of the area, the college is one of my absolute favorite places in the entire game. So there's Tolfdir's Alembic. Pretty simple and straightforward. We'll run it back to him right quick. Now, this is... I assume this was intentional and meant for humor value, but this unmarked Tolfdir the Absent-Minded quest is repeatable. You wait a few days, he'll lose his Alembic again, and you can find it for him again, but I'm only going to do it the once, and take it off my list as soon as it's done.
So you're off to find some staff now? I don't see the point of that.
Tolfdir. Tolfdir, where did you go? There he is.
It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education.
I found what you were looking for.
Ah, yes, there it is. Thank you so much.
Tolfdir's Alembic removed, 30 gold and a lesser soul gem added.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have no interest in the lesser soul gem. Well, let's just get rid of it. And with that, we can go do a brief offload. I wouldn't even bother, except I need to retrieve Arniel's cogs, which I have stashed at Lakeview. And I might as well do an offload while we're there.
Papa, wanna play a game?
Sure.
What do you want to play?
Let's play hide and seek.
Okay, you stand right there and count to 10. No peeking. Ready? Go!
Got a nice new set of ingredients here in our garden. It's always good to have. And I might as well get gold from Shavi. Can't tell you what a relief it is not to be worrying about, can't even think of the word I'm looking for, speech anymore.
Get away from me!
The gold is flowing nicely. Here's your half of the profits, my dear.
Honored to see you again, my
Need
thing.
me, love?
And actually, now that I think about it, one thing does occur to me that I can do. Just because I switched out without really keeping things charged. Let's grab 3 soul gems right quick and just recharge all 3. Wait for it. Four of my weapons. There we go. That's good. And I should probably sell her the
Is there any...
books I got from Urag. I kind of forgot about those, but They're there. Oh yes, and the mage's circlet gets a home upstairs.
I'll be here if you need me, love.
We'll stick that in here. Check the girl's chest, although I expect to find nothing.
Mama took me to the market. There were lots of pies and cakes there. She said she'd show me how to bake one.
Then downstairs, drop off smithing supplies. After hitting, always got to hit the smelter first. That just almost goes without saying, I think. In go the dragon parts, and gems and pelts. And now we're pretty much done. So we'll grab Arniel's 10 cogs, which I should have stashed right in there. Yep, there they are.
Papa!
Run back to the college with these. Almost ready to get back to exploring. Let's go find Arniel, who should, I suppose, be in the Hall of Attainment. Yeah, that's Sergius and... There's Arniel.
The exact nature of my research is a secret, I'm afraid, but it really is quite valuable.
I've got the cogs you asked for.
Ah, that's excellent news. This will be most helpful in furthering my research. I'm afraid I can't offer you much right now, but please take this. And perhaps, if this is all successful... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's too early to be getting excited. Still, this is most encouraging. Thank you again. If I require anything else, I shall be sure and let you know.
Completed. Arniel's endeavor. I'm not sure if we can do part 2 yet or not. I've given Arniel Gain the dwarven cogs he asked for, and he was quite grateful. He suggested that there may be more I can help with in the future. So I'll take one of those off my list. There are 3 more.
I don't think anyone here truly understands how useful my work will be.
Did you need any more help with your project?
As a matter of fact, there is something you can do for me. I had retained Enther's services in, acquiring something specific. But now he's refusing to deliver. Could you perhaps speak with him and see if we can come to some sort of arrangement?
Started. Arniel's endeavor. Speak to Enther.
Until next time.
Arniel has asked for more help with his project, though this time the request is very different. Enther is apparently refusing to follow through on a trade, something Arniel needs for his work. He's asked that I go speak with Enther on his behalf. Speak to Enther. Alright. This one's radiant. So of course, as is often the case, Enther's going to want... I think he wants another staff. And he's going to send us to some random mage den, and if it's one we've cleared before, we may have to hold off just a bit longer on that further exploration to go and get it.
There are some experiments the college frowns on, if they're aware of them, of course.
I understand you have something of Arniel's.
Oh dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it? I should have expected as much. I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel. You think you can do what he can't, and I'll sell it to you. Then you're free to run off to him with it if you like.
What is it that you want?
I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff. A particular one. It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it. The problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after.
Completed. Speak to Enther. Acquire the staff.
All right, then.
Arniel asks me to deal with Enther, who was supposedly refusing to complete a business arrangement. Enther insists that he hasn't been paid, but will consider the deal done if I acquire a staff for him from Yngvild. Alright, we're heading to Yngvild pretty soon anyway, so that'll work out just fine. There's 79 sneak. Outstanding. In the meantime, we should now fast travel to Alftand, and we'll be able to continue our explorations from there. And we won't be transcribing the lexicon for a good long time, because while discerning the transmundane, although it's not clear yet, winds up being a Daedric quest, it's essentially concurrent with one of the final steps of the main quest. So we won't actually be heading into Alftand until we are at said final stage of the main quest, or later stage of the main quest. You know, I only just noticed this as I'm looking at this load screen, but they actually did a really good job making the individual struts and gears and gyros you're able to pick up to smelt for Dwemer metal match up to pieces of the Centurion. That's pretty cool. Alright. First stop on this new exploration route, and let's be glad once again that we have already done all of the ore veins in between locations. There's no need to worry about any of that. Now, I bet he goes down in one sneak attack. So, maybe it's a good thing I didn't get one. I will similarly bet that one flurry of attacks from me is enough. Heavy armor to 42. Oh, not quite. It's going to take 2. Act accordingly. There we go. Take the fat, leave the ring. And then I usually just check which one is missing more juice. In this case, it doesn't really matter. Heavy armor, as you can tell, is going to max out pretty naturally over time. Block is not quite as easy because, you know, I have to make the effort to use a shield and block. But the good news with it is block, especially if you've got a really, really good shield, like we're going to have when we raise it, it goes from 15 to 100 so absurdly fast that it's essentially a non-concern. So let's head up to the Tower Stone. I'll get Kind's Peace ready so I can murder these goats as I go. What the fuck? Where are you running from? Butthole? Get back here.
Con!
Heyo, goat horns. That's what I'm talking about. With those in hand, I need 17 more. The number's slowly but surely getting low. I love it. We were having some rendering trouble, so I'm going to stick with hard saves for now. My tower stone's up here near the coast. Fairly straightforward. We've explored all this stuff already. I think the ore veins have actually respawned, but I don't care. Yes, here's our Shrine of Talos. On the actual path up to the Tower Stone, I know it starts to the east of it, of whatever rock formation it's on. I think it may actually be this path right here. Let's head up there. We got bandits. Bandits fighting ice wraiths. That is on the random encounter list. Just one of the somewhat more random instances you can find. But, oh, well, it's actually called ice wraiths fighting bandits. So, excuse me about that. But, nonetheless, here it is. What the hell? Where's the wraith? I don't want the ice wraith essence. That was a mistake. Search this dude. I'm gonna recharge one of my weapons. Trying to find the second pile so I can get the teeth, which I do want. I'll let him wail on me a bit, and then we'll finish him. We'll finish him when the time's right. I just think this is actually kind of fun. I've never even looked at third person before now.
You think you can take me?
Alright, that's enough of that. Recharge the mace, heal up, and keep moving. And now we'll head up to the Tower Stone again, or try to head up to the Tower Stone again. The first sentence incorrectly implies that I've already been there once, which is not the case. We can just wander up here, straight up to the ice floe, pretty simple. Up here on top, there will be 2 new ore veins, both quicksilver, but very straightforward and easy to find. And then, oh, I need to go find that. I will. That's an unmarked location I definitely have not seen. Up here all by itself, with a few snowberries and a very precarious looking bird's nest, is the Tower Stone. I'll take off my list. And then simply note what it does. Those under the sign of the tower have the option to automatically open expert or lower locks. You may only have one sign blessing at a time. Nah, pickpocketing's easy enough. Now look up there. There's a shipwreck on the map, but strangely, if you look out that way, you'll probably notice there isn't actually a shipwreck. That is the Pilgrim's Trench, and the shipwrecks, there are 3 of them, are all down at the bottom of the ocean. I don't think I have the water-breathing spell yet, so it's going to be interesting. Just have to be very judicious with our dive times. Anyway, obviously we just need to swim out there. That's thing 1. Suppose I'll deal with this bear first. Can't hurt anything. .43 heavy armor. Let's heal up. Let's recharge one of the weapons. Looks like it's the dagger's turn. Let's swim out here now. So you'll notice some overturned rowboats and floating debris. That, coupled with the compass marker, should clue you in. Or you might get confused. It's when you swim directly to the marker and nothing happens except eventually you've passed it. So there's some floating debris here, maybe to clue you in, but nothing really happens. If we want to discover it, we just have to dive down. And that will discover the Pilgrim's Trench. And you'll notice, here's Shipwreck 1, Shipwreck 2. I need to get to the surface. I'm gonna die. I stayed down too long. I guess this is what that book Breathing Water is all about, huh? So, here's your first visible shipwreck. I don't think I can make it. Yep, until we get water breathing, we're actually not going to be able to explore this place. Funny that. I suppose we'll just have to get it on the map. Surface. So I can take it off my discoverable locations list at least. Pilgrim's Trench. And then what I do feel compelled to do is check all the different treasure spots just to see if there's anything I actually need. So that smallest of the 3 racks doesn't even have a treasure chest in it. That's good to know. Now this larger second one does. I saw it already. That was just gold and some gear that I didn't really have any use for. What about number 3? Well, let me heal up and then we'll see. Part of the problem is that it's so hard to see, too. Nonetheless. Yeah, well, no real chance there, but now I know where it is, so at least there's that. And we can try again. It's actually almost straight below this one, just even further in. Yeah, here it is. And there's nothing there. So it's really just the one chest that has the gold and the stuff in it. Which I don't really need. So that's good. So with that, we can head back over toward the Tower Stone. Now this little stretch of coast we've seen before. Okay, come on game. Come on team. Trying to load the web page. We've explored all this already. But not that island, which we saw has that flag up top, so I'll want to head there, of course. first, let me get to actual new territory. We'll head to Yngvild soon. For now, I'm really only interested in this island right here. We could see it from the Tower Stone. Skeleton with a flag, a copy of the Knights of the Nine, and we have gold, a gem, an empty Grand Soul gem, which will work for Sergius, and an iron ingot. Alrighty. Yep. Don't think we missed anything in the trench. Well, that's actually not quite true. So I probably do need to head back there, unfortunately, to check on a second chest. Inside what you could call the main shipwreck. Note that the fast travel takes us to this campsite where some unfortunate man was looking for Shelley. So there are just 2 chests. And I did almost forget to do one important thing. Get to that in a moment. Second chest is hard to get to because it's all the way down here in the lower deck. I'm just going to God mode right quick, just so I can see if it has anything I need. And no, it does not. God mode's off. No need to be back here, which is nice. Next thing to do is really almost twofold. We want to get back to the coast. I still need to take another Grand Soul Gem off my gear list. I now need 3 more empty Grand Soul Gems. I did turn God mode back off, right? Okay, good. Yeah, that was a little bit of cheating. If you are on a console, go home and make a potion of water breathing, and then dive down to see confirmation that there isn't anything we need. And we've been here. I pointed out that this path leads up to Hobbs Fall Cave, where we will be headed soon enough. There's a little bit of exterior we can do first. I'm not just talking about this snow bear, although he's obviously the top priority. .44 heavy armor, that's good. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, I'm gonna need to offload that shit pretty quick just to keep my gems properly charging. Right. And we'll do that pretty soon. We already bypassed this a little bit just to get this iron ore vein. This is as far as we had gone before. Let's go a little farther. Yes, those flames are what I'm looking for. Good. Remember the fourth apprentice? Finis mentioned she had been working on flame cloak spells, ways to modify them to make them more adaptable to Skyrim's harsh environments. As with the other missing apprentices, things did not go well for dear Yisra. But we can take Yisra's necklace, which I do have on my unique items list. And now that we have it, I can remove it. Good. And she even has a spell tome for Flame Cloak, which is a new spell for me. I had not learned it yet. So there we go. Flame Cloak. Off the spell list. Outstanding. Now, believe it or not, we are more or less at the border of Winterhold and the Pale, the next hold. The only other thing I want to do before getting out of here is note that there are, at least according to the map, a couple of silver ore veins right along this cliff, but I am not seeing them. Maybe they're up top. Hard to know. That appears to be an ice wolf fighting an ice wraith. I actually think that's Nightcaller Temple right near this town of Dawnstar. And look, we got 3 goats too. $51 one-handed. Come on. I need to empty that Grand Soul Gem. I guess I can save myself some effort for a little while. Let's go kill these 3 goats. Should be able to do it with Kind's Peace with relatively little trouble.
Cut!
1, 2, 3. There's one horn. Two more horns. Not bad. I need 15 more now, which is just fine with me. Now let's check the top of this cliff, just so I can see if that's where those ore veins I'm missing are. What I'm genuinely grumpy about is the UESP website. Maybe it's my internet, but I don't think so, because other websites are working fine. That's usually the test, right? It's like I type UESP Yngvild into Google, and the search results pull fine, so no, it actually isn't the internet. It's the UESP. Ah! No matter, here are the two ore veins I was looking for. Right here on the cliff, where I thought they might be. And my usual trick isn't working, so we're going to have to watch the animation. Sorry about that. No big deal, though. Uh-oh. I was about to say, it occurs to me this fall might be a bit too far. It's all good. So now we can head out here. This big island with a very obvious barrow on it. This is actually Yngvild, where we were just sent by Enthyr to find a staff. Also, where we were sent by Veckel the Man, way back at the Ragged Flagon in Riften, to find Arundil's 4 journals. May have forgotten all about that, but that's in there. Now this, I'm fairly confident, is going to be a one-shot endeavor. Good night, Butt Munch. Anyway, the only really nice thing about Yngvild is, as big as this island is, there's only one ore vein we need to worry about. It's here on the south side, so I'm just going to run over and get it right quick. Should be right at the base of the path where the arch is, so I'm actually very close to the right spot, and sure enough, there's the vein. Good. Alright. Now, this is not the correct path up. Excuse me. For that, we'll need to head over this way. And I may as well go ahead and do that. This isn't it either, but we're close. We go over one more. We find the obviously intended path. Which makes sense, it's closest to the other islands. Anyway, there's 45 heavy armor. Always positive. No soul gem large enough. What the heck is in the black star? Oh, a fucking goat. I forgot. Ah, well. So we'll head up here. Tracking the intended path. Alright, until we actually discover Yngvild. The entrance is here. Yngvild discovered. This is the entrance. We'll fast travel back here in a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and go offload just because I want to protect my Grand Soul Gem by stashing it. Otherwise, I might never complete Sergius's stupid quest. And as big as this island is, it's really all for show. There's not really anything you can find here at the exterior. So, quick trip to Lakeview. shouldn't be any ingredients. That's good.
Don't even think about it. It's my... The gold is flowing nicely. Here's your half of the profits.
Alright, let's empty our soul gem.
You're back. Wanna play a game?
Sure.
Want to play?
Let's play hide and seek.
You stand right there and count to 10. No peeking.
Alright, let's put the empty grand soul gem away.
Ready? Go!
Is there anything you need, dearest?
Yes?
Ingredients go here.
Here if you need me, love.
Yzra's necklace goes up here. That's all 4 of the unfortunate apprentices. Other than that, I think I've got some smithing supplies and some goat horns, and that's it. Excuse me. Ugh. We'll smelt first, as usual. Quicksilver and silver. Put stuff away. No, you get that Quicksilver ore back out. Jackass. Alright. Goat horns in the chest outside. Once I'm rid of those, we'll fast travel back to Yngvild, and it's about time to end this video. So we will get cracking on this gnarly little dungeon next time on Let's Play Skyrim. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I apologize again for the sound hiccup and the delays in recording that caused. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, subscribing. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Of course, we did just complete Enter Yngvild Barrow, and our new objective for next time is retrieve Arundil's journals 0 of 4. Until then,